Capricorn, Aquarius, CUSPers, what if the person being eclipsed out of your life isn't necessarily the person you think it is? So, I'm hearing something that you've been trying to keep balanced, maybe ready to change. And the question is, are you holding on to this relationship because it still fits or because it belongs to who you used to be? My Capricorn, Aquarius, Cuspers, welcome back to the Mystical Soul Tribe. If you're new, hey, welcome in. Today we're looking at who is being eclipsed out of your life. So remember, we're not automatically saying someone's definitely leaving, all right? This could be a relationship, all right, that's breaking up, or a friendship, or family, or a work situation. But yeah, maybe it's just a one-sided connection, an unhealthy attachment, or even an old relationship pattern within yourself. Okay, so let's dive in, because your first card is the Two of Pentacles, of who and what is being eclipsed out of your life, all right? Something is trying to come back into balance. Some of you've really been trying to keep too many things balanced at once, like juggling, work situations, relationships, family, responsibility, your own emotional needs, and maybe even somebody else's needs. And then you just got to realize, I'm exhausted from trying to keep everything together. So Two of Pentacles, I'm hearing, needs adjustment. You need to keep moving things around. Maybe you have been moving things around. You keep making excuses. You may even be trying to find the perfect way to make things work. Maybe it's like, I'll give it another chance. I will just be a little bit more patient. I will wait until things calm down. I will deal with my feelings later. And yeah, here's the Hermit clarifying it, right? That you need to step away from the noise long enough to hear yourself. So maybe this is somebody who has been surrounded by people, but still feels lonely inside a particular relationship. All right, whether it's platonic or romantic. Imagine being in a relationship where you technically together, but emotionally you're doing everything yourself. Or having a friendship where you're always the one checking in. Or there's a family relationship where you're constantly trying to keep the peace. And then you finally get some quiet. And in that quiet you realize, like, hey, wait, I don't actually want to do this anymore. Yeah, here's the Tower at the bottom of the deck, all right? So the Tower is like saying here that this old attachment may simply not be sustainable anymore. Something has to change. Not necessarily because someone is terrible, but it's because the structure itself is not working. Yeah. Let's dive in further. Thank you for hitting that like button, beautiful souls. Let me know in the comments. Okay, why is this happening now? So we do have the King of Swords here. 10 of Cups. This could, yeah, this could be something to do with a family situation. Also, okay, this is where it becomes much clearer, right? Because the King of Swords is talking about it. It's an energy of truth, logic, and honesty. And the 10 of Cups maybe is because maybe it's what does a genuinely fulfilling relationship look like to you? That's what like this is coming through as, not what looks good from the outside, not what other people expect, not we've been doing this for years, not our families know each other, not everyone thinks we're perfect, but actually, am I happy there? Am I happy here? Because sometimes a relationship can look perfect on paper, all right? The house, the family, the history, the photos, the holiday, the social media posts. But behind closed doors, one person feels completely disconnected. So the King of Swords is like saying, hey, you need to be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Maybe you're realizing that keeping a relationship together isn't the same as having a healthy relationship. So I'm hearing that this eclipse may be forcing you to define what is emotional fulfillment actually mean for you. What are you not seeing? The Empress? Something here that you may be feeling but can't explain. The Empress is the energy of you deserve to be valued. Perhaps you are a mother or a father. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Like the Empress is, you deserve to feel valued. You deserve to feel cared for. You deserve that equal give and take. You deserve relationships where you don't constantly have to prove your worth. Now the Moon. Perhaps this Pisces moon, now we're going to have that eclipse, right? That this eclipse, specific one, could really be significant for some of you. Something maybe might still be unclear. Maybe something will become clear during the moon cycle. Maybe you're picking up on someone's emotions, emotional distance. Maybe you feel that something has changed. Maybe someone isn't telling you everything. Or maybe you're unsure whether what you're feeling is intuition or is it fear. And what I want to actually say here is, Spirit's coming through, say, don't force an answer before you're ready. The moon doesn't always mean also deception. Sometimes it means you don't have the whole picture yet. There's something where you don't have the whole picture yet. So maybe you've been thinking something feels different, but I can't explain what. So I'm hearing pay attention. You don't necessarily need to confront somebody immediately. I'm hearing observe, listen, watch the patterns, but most importantly, the action. Watch the actions. Because eventually the moon gives way to clarity. And I'm hearing clarity will be coming in. All right. Yeah, because your other cards already talking about clarity, the King of Swords. All right. Truth. There's Temperance. Who or what is making room for new? I like this. Sag energy, Aquarius energy. This is healing. This is peace, balance, hope. Sag and Aquarius. A completely different emotional atmosphere. The new relationship energy being created is not chaotic. It's not like, where do I stand? It's not, why aren't they currently answering? It's not, are we okay? It's not, what did they mean by that? It's more like, I feel safe here. You may be making room for a relationship where there's emotional maturity, where people communicate, where people give you space without making you feel abandoned, where you can be yourself, where you don't have to perform. This can be romantic, perhaps, but it also could be a friendship or a soul connection, a family member that feels incredibly healing. Someone might just be entering your life, maybe into your life, and you're going to think, whoa, this is actually easy. It's not boring. It's not emotionless. It's just peaceful. All right. And after you've experienced all the chaos, peaceful can feel very strange at first, right? It's like what Spirit's saying, don't mistake peace also for lack of chemistry. Sometimes peace is exactly what your nervous system has been actually asking for. What should you do now? So we have the King of Pentacles here. I'm hearing, stand in your power. Know your worth. Know what you bring to the table. Know what kind of relationship fits the life that you're building. The Emperor is that person that sets the standard. Not in an arrogant way, like in a healthy way. Like, example, this is what I need. This is what I will and I won't accept. This is how I expect to be treated. And if we're going to have a relationship, there needs to be mutual effort. And then actually we stand by those boundaries. All right. So my Capricorn Aquarius is sometimes this can sometimes say like, okay, like this is my boundary, and then somebody crosses it, and then you make another exception, another and another, and then eventually until your boundary isn't really a boundary anymore, it's just a suggestion. Okay, so what Spirit is like saying here, stop negotiating against yourself. You don't need to become cold. You don't need to become detached. You simply need to become clear. I'm hearing this is old news. Spirit's advice. 2 of Cups. All right, let's get another one. I'm hearing neutral. Queen of Swords. Okay, so what Spirit is saying, don't close your heart. Open up your heart, but keep discernment, all right? 2 of Cups is normally about that connections. Connections are possible, mutual love, mutual effort, mutual respect. But the Queen of Swords is also, don't abandon your intelligence just because you have feelings. That's important. You can love someone and still notice their behavior. You can care and still have boundaries. You can forgive and still decide that the relationship isn't healthy for you. You can miss someone and still know that going back isn't the answer. The Queen of Swords is love with an open heart, but choose with a clear mind. Cutting through the BS, being in that relationship without the rose-colored glasses. So, the full message is here, that you've been trying to balance something that may be draining you. The Tower here is, there's an old arrangement that cannot continue exactly as it has. You're being asked to become honest about what genuine happiness, what genuinely makes you happy, what does it actually look like. You may have already been sensing something that hasn't fully been revealed yet. Healing and a calmer type of connection is possible. It is becoming possible. And you can build your standards, build your boundaries, and build your love, and have healthy connections that require both love and discernment. I want you to imagine something. Imagine that you had a relationship in your life for years, whether it's romantic or friendship or family, or maybe even someone since you've known since childhood, all right? And because they've been there for so long, you automatically assume they have to stay. But one day you look at them and you realize that we're not the same people anymore. And maybe nothing dramatic happened. Maybe there wasn't a huge betrayal. Maybe nobody did anything terrible. Maybe you simply grew. Your values change, your priorities change, your boundaries change. Things that you once tolerate, you don't tolerate anymore. And then suddenly you realize this relationship belongs to the old version of me. That can be painful because sometimes you're not grieving that person, you're actually grieving the history. You're grieving who you were together. You're grieving the memories. You're grieving the future you once imagined. And that's where the moon comes in, right? There may be emotions that you haven't completely processed yet. But Temperance says, and the Star together saying that you are healing. You don't need to rush the process, and you don't need to make yourself stop caring overnight. You don't need to hate someone to move forward. You can simply just say, I appreciate what this relationship taught me, but I don't think it belongs in the life that I'm building anymore. That's not cruelty. That is growth. Because here's the thing, all right? You don't owe your future to a relationship simply because it is part of your past. And sometimes it's meant to remain in your life. And they will meet the new you. Not the old you, not the version who stayed quiet, not the version who overgave, not the version who kept making exceptions, not the version who carried everyone else, but the new you, the one who knows what they deserve, the one who has boundaries, the one who can say no, the one who can walk away from confusion, the one who can choose peace and maybe. That's exactly what this eclipse could be revealing. So my Capricorn, Aquarius, Cuspers, maybe you want to share with us what relationship belongs to the old version of you. You don't have to name the person. Maybe it's a relationship, a friendship, a family dynamic, maybe an old version of yourself. You can even affirm in the comments, I choose the new me. Hey, thank you for liking, subscribing, and being part of the channel. And remember, the eclipse doesn't just only remove, sometimes it creates space. Space for peace, for healthy connections, for people who meet you halfway, for the version of you that no longer needs to beg, chase, or fix, or prove. So don't be afraid of the space I'm hearing. Sometimes space is where healing begins. Beautiful soul, see you in the next one. I'm sending you so much love and light.